Hello everybody and welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report YouTube show, and I'm with the head coach of the Crane Pirates baseball team, head coach Bryan Harmon. And for today's show we're going to be doing a weekly recap with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon. Recapping the games from the last week, Crane opened their season with a 10-4 loss to Morrisville. Then they went on to Exeter and defeated them 22-5. Then they came home for their home opener and they defeat Hartville by a score of 6-5. Then they saw an out-of-state opponent of Cheyenne, Oklahoma, and defeated them by a score of 5-4 thanks to a walk-off in 8 innings. And then they played Licking and fell to them by a score of 8-2. And then they stayed home today and played their SWCL opponent of Billings and defeated them by a score of 14-4. Coach, what was the main focus going into the first week of the fall season?
Well, going in, with the rain out last week, we were scheduled for 6 games, ended up playing 5, and we went in saying, we'd like to, at absolute worst case, start 4-2, and with tonight's game, that got us to 4-2, and could have gotten one of the others maybe, but when you come in with a young team and you get off to a start like this, you got to be pleased. And I look out tonight, and we've got a sophomore on the mound, 3 sophomores and a freshman on the infield, and they've done some good things.
Now, with those good things that happened on the field, what were the advantages that you saw from those games from the past week?
Well, for the most part, our pitching's been pretty good. Our 2 losses have been to 2 good offensive teams, and we didn't struggle pitching as much as they just hit the pitching that we put out there. And in the other games, pitching has given us the advantage, and I feel good about where we are. We're starting a couple seniors and several sophomores on the mound. We had an injury to one of our key relief pitchers, and Bryson Brandstetter, a shoulder injury, so we've lost his innings on the mound for the time being. Pitching is always important in baseball. We're going to pick up the defense. It's going to get better as we go, as we get more experience. But and then we're going to swing the bats better. We always get hot as the season goes along.
Now, those advantages that you guys saw, what were the disadvantages that you saw from those games from the first week of the fall season?
Our hitting was very streaky and very inconsistent. Once we get that consistency back to the right level, I think we're going to be all right. Our defense, we're just making youth mistakes. I think we get past that, things are going to go well. And the young guys are going to pick things up, and we'll be in good shape.
You got the tournament coming up next week, which will be your tournament, the Crane Fall Wood Bat Tournament. That's going to be played here at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. Also, just down the road about 9 miles to the south of you guys of Galena, and in Purdy, a newcomer of the SWCL. What are the corrections that you're going to be making between this game and the opening game of the Crane Fall Wood Bat Tournament?
Well, with the weather forecast, if we get the rain, they're saying we're going to be indoors a lot, and when we're indoors, we do hit a lot. But we've got a lot of defensive drills we can work on to hopefully clear that up and some things like that. And we just want to become that defensive team that we know we can, and play more fluid and smoother on the defensive side of baseball.
If you had any final words to say to the coaches that you guys played from Morrisville, Exeter, Cheyenne, Oklahoma, Hartville, Licking, and Billings, what would your final words be to those coaches that you played over the past week?
It's a great group of coaches. They all do a great job, and I just tell them to continue to do the things they're doing, continue to work hard. We faced Billings in the Jamboree, and we played really well against them, and I knew coming in today that Coach Cherry would have them in good shape and ready to go, and they played a lot better. We watched them in their pregame, and they were very strong, and we knew that they were going to be a lot better, and they were. And we took advantage of some wild pitching on the mound for them, and took advantage of that, and we got the key hits that we needed.
Standing by with the head coach of the Crane Pirates baseball team, Coach Bryan Harmon, after a huge 22-5 victory over Exeter. Coach, what was the main focus going into tonight's game against Exeter?
Well, after last night's tough loss, we really just wanted to come out and assert ourselves and jump ahead early, and we struggled a little bit early. That first pitcher they had was tough, and once we got going, bad hitting is contagious and good hitting is too, and the bats kind of caught fire and had some good things. Bryson Brandstetter hit the ball extremely well. Chase Conrad pitched it well and hit it well, and a lot of guys all through the lineup did a good job.
Chase Conrad gave you 4 innings of good pitching tonight. What was the main staple for Chase Conrad to go out tonight and deliver this big win and just mostly add those big runs in tonight's game?
Well, with 6 games this week, we got to really be efficient with our pitching, and Chase did a good job. Through 49 pitches through 4, we got him out of there, sets him up to be able to bounce back on Saturday in one of the 2 games, and we'll have Nick Bryan be able to throw the other one. We're going to be in good shape. We just expected Chase to go out and it's his first career varsity appearance on the mound, and he just did a great job and did exactly what we expected.
You go back home, you play Wheaton on Thursday night. It's going to be before the big tournament that's going to be coming up on Friday night and Saturday night. What are you going to be bringing to the dinner table against Wheaton on Thursday night?
Buddy Bowling will be making his varsity debut on the mound, and we expect him to go out and give us a good effort and throw strikes and keep us in the game defensively, and we want the bats to come alive kind of like they did tonight. And if those things will happen, then we could get us a second win in a row.
If you had any final words to say to the head coach of the Exeter Tigers, what would your final words be to the head coach of the Exeter Tigers?
Coach Tripp does a good job. He's got 10 kids tonight, and he worked them in there, and he got a couple lefties that are going to be really good. They're going to be a force in Class 1 again this year, and just tell him, keep working, keep pushing those kids. Thanks
for taking the time with us, Coach Harmon. Enjoy this big win, and we'll talk to you on Thursday night at home against Wheaton.
Thank you, Adam.
Okay, that's going to wrap up our show for today. We hope you enjoyed our show, and we hope you enjoyed us sitting down with the head baseball coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon. If you want to stay connected with them through their social media, be sure to like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, subscribe to their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is Crane Community Access. That's where they live stream their games. And also check out their website. Their website is at crane.k12.mo.us. That's where you can find their schedules. If you want to stay connected with us through our social media, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/Ozark Sports Report. So for one final time, I want to say congratulations to head coach Bryan Harmon on those big wins this week to kick off the fall season. And for you guys that have joined in to today's show, I'm Adam Smith saying have a good day, everybody.